welcome to another episode of I Demand a Homestead. My name is Amanda, and today what we're going to be talking about is a way to reduce your packaging and waste around the holiday season, which is, like, as you probably know, a time where we waste a lot of wrapping paper and things like that, and ribbons and cards and all that stuff. So here at I Demand Homestead, we're really trying to gradually, over time, try and reduce our footprint. So what I'm going to be doing this year is I'm going to be wrapping all my gifts in fabric, okay? So what I did using a Japanese technique that I'm not going to say the name of because I'm going to butcher it, but there's lots of different ways that you can wrap all shapes of gifts using fabric, and it's actually easier than wrapping presents, if you ask me. It takes less time, okay? So what I ended up doing is last year, right after Christmas, I went online to the fabric store and I bought a whole bunch of different kinds of Christmas fabrics, and they're very pretty, that were on sale, and I got them at a really big discount. So that way I could have them. See that one? Looks so pretty. I could have them for this year. So I'm ready to go. I've got all my Christmas fabrics, lots of different colors, and I'm ready to go. So if you want to do this, what I recommend is doing that, or if you have other fabrics, even plain fabrics will look pretty too. I just like the idea of Christmas ones, is to print yourself up a sheet of different instructions for the different ways that you can wrap different shaped presents here, okay? I'll just put a photo of this up, but it shows all the different kind of, like, you can use ones for square boxes, there's ones for things that are odd shaped or round, there's techniques for 1 wine bottle, 2 wine bottles, lots of different options here, okay? So what we're gonna wrap today, a few different things. And again, we also like to reduce waste in our choices of gifts too. So one of the gifts I'm gonna give is bottles of our homemade wine. Ooh, with our I Demand a logo on it. So that's one of the things I'm gonna give away for Christmas. The other thing I'm giving to a friend of mine is a pillow that I made. So this is one of my bigger gifts for the year because this took me a while. All right, so we're gonna wrap that, because as you can see, how on earth do you wrap that? So we're gonna try that one. And then the last thing we're gonna wrap today is things that are kind of square shaped. This is a book on how to make sushi for my niece, because she wants to learn how to do that. So this book comes along with me and some, like, those bamboo roll sheets. Comes along with lessons from me on how to make sushi, as much as I know how to do that, all right, for my niece. So that's what we're gonna wrap today. Okay, so first thing we need to do is pick our fabric and make sure we cut the right size. How do we do that? So I'm gonna start off wrapping this big pillow, and you can see I've got my fabric spread out here. So I'm just gonna make sure that I have enough to come all the way across this, okay? So that's gonna be probably somewhere between, probably about 6 times the size of my pillow. All right, so I'm gonna kind of cut it over here. And I'm, again, gonna be guesstimating. What I'm hoping to kind of do is have a whole bunch of different sizes of fabric that I can then kind of pick and choose what I'm gonna wrap with each one. And my cat is gonna come over here, maybe into the frame. Yes, he is, because heaven forbid he should not be involved. All right, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut across the fabric to make sure I've got enough. Okay. The nice thing about this is it's woven, so once I get that started, it'll just tear, just like that. So you could kind of sew the edges if you wanted to. I'm just gonna leave them rough because I think it kind of looks pretty. Obviously what we're gonna do is we're going to flip this over. Because obviously we want the good side showing. And then we're gonna put our pillow down here. All right, so we're just gonna use the method that we'd use for blocks. So I'm gonna turn it on a diagonal to the pieces. And then what I do is I bring the opposite edges together, like so. Can you see that? Hang on. Maybe so you can see better what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got the opposite edges across, and then I'm just going to tie those in a knot slash bow. Okay, just like that. Okay. All right, I'm going to tie it again. This is like the simplest way to do this. Okay, so then I've got kind of like a bow here, and then I take just the opposite edges here, and I tuck them underneath, one, like a so, and then the other one comes across and goes in like a so. Okay, and then I tie another knot. Nice and snug. And you can see how this is kind of forgiving for size, right? Because it depends on what size knot you're going to do. And then that's it. It is done. And I just kind of tuck the edges in to make it look how I want. Right? Okay? Finished. Easy peasy, right? And so that'll work for anything that's square sized. So now we're going to move on, and we're going to do something similar for this one, okay? Almost the exact same thing. So first of all, my cat is going to rummage through some paper and make a whole bunch of noise. That's great. For anyone who's complained about the audio on these videos, this is my cat's fault right now. Okay, we're going to use this cute one with penguins on it because this is for my niece. So here's our pretty fabric. Yeah. You can't tell, but my cat is just getting totally engaged in all this. He's now playing with the twine that I'm going to tie around. Okay, so again, we're looking for about 6 to 8 times the size, okay? So yeah, see what you have to. Make some more noise. Okay, let me see, make sure you can still see that. Okay, good. So I'm going to cut this probably right about here, okay? And that would give me enough space for like something small, an additional small package. Assuming I can find my scissors. Oh, there they are. I'm working on the floor just because I find that easier for me, but you don't have to. And then again, I'm just going to tear them off here. Okay. All right, perfecto. Let me quickly turn you around here, so you can see what's going on over it. Oh, nope, he's like, I'm not being filmed, forget that. All right, if that's what it takes to stop you from disrupting my video, just put you in it. Okay, I'll flip this over again. Let's try this one in a different way. Okay. So this one, we're gonna start over here, just for fun. I probably wouldn't necessarily do this, okay? You could tie these together just so they'd stay in place. I'm just gonna hold it, okay? And then we're just gonna flip it, trying to keep it nice and snug. And we're just gonna keep doing that. We're gonna bring it up and over. Tuck it underneath. All right, just like that, okay? You see? And then we have these extra edges like that, which we bring up and tie into a bow. And then if you like, you can just tuck those extra edges under. That one is now done also, okay? and very pretty. Just like that. All right. The last one we're gonna do today is our bottle of wine. So I'm gonna make sure that it comes up and over this way. All right, so we've got a good amount at the top, enough to tie. All right, that's what we're after, to have enough to tie. Okay, so we get a little more actually. And then this one's going to be a nice square, just as the same as the others. All right, for this wine bottle, we're going to use a technique that's a little bit more complicated. There's easier ones, but I don't find they look as good. So what I'm going to do with this one is I've got my big square sheet that, again, is tall enough that I could tie a knot above it, okay? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one corner and I'm going to fold it over just so it kind of is just a little bit taller than the lip of my bottle. I'm going to bring it back down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fold this up into an accordion. All right, so I'm making pleats just like that. This one's a little, again, as I said, a little bit more complicated. You don't have to do it this way, okay? So I'm making pleats, and then what I do is I take an elastic. Yeah, so for this one you need a couple of little elastic bands. And then I'm going to put it over top of the bottle just to hold it in place, okay? Just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Fold it over. Now you guys can't see this one as well. Turn it so you can see it. Like that. And we make our pleats. Okay, just pleating it. Fold it over, like that. Okay, again, so we've got our pleats there, and then I bring it up. Same thing, attach it with that rubber band. So I can steal my rubber band, just put that underneath. Okay, so created a nice little lip at the top here, and then what you do is you have these kind of wings, and then you're going to bring them towards the back of the bottle so it's nice and snug. Flip them around here. Okay. You can twist them a little bit just to kind of get them a little bit more snug. Bring them towards the neck of the bottle. All right, and then you're going to tie them again with a rubber band. Okay, perfect, good. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to take these little kind of loopy bits and you're going to fold them over and tuck them in to create that bow. As I said, this one is more complicated, okay? But I think it looks pretty. Obviously, it's going to be pretty obvious that this is a bottle of wine, but that's okay. All right. And then you can just kind of fiddle around with your wrapping your fabric to make sure that all the good sides are facing, okay? And that is your finished product. All right, quite pretty. All right, so here are our gifts, which are going to go underneath the tree. All right. Now what I can do if I want is I can, if I wanted to, I could put some kind of fancy ribbon on here just to make it look a little bit more. You know, I could put some ribbon kind of underneath where I tied this so that that way it would kind of just look a little bit more fancy if I wanted to. I'm going to probably leave these though because I don't think they need it, because I think they're really pretty the way they are. So what I'm going to do now is I've got just some kind of paper, brown paper bags that I've gotten from the grocery store. I just cut them into little card shapes, like so. Then I poke a hole through here with my scissors, write down the person's name, get a little bit of decorative twine or just regular twine. And then I'm just gonna tie it to these bows so that when Christmas time is over, all I have are these and then the twine I can save. So the only thing that goes in the garbage or the recycling or the composter is these little paper tags. So thank you for joining me on another episode of I Demand a Homestead. If you like this video, please feel free to press the subscribe button and the notification bell so that way you always know when I put up another video. And happy holidays, everyone. Happy gift wrapping. All right, see you guys soon. Bye-bye.